The first time this year, but they come in with an impressive 15-5 record under Dawn Sullivan, who has done a phenomenal job building up the culture in this program in just her second year in charge. Was named co-coach of the year in the SEC a season ago as she helped the Tigers double their win total from the year before she arrived. As for the Longhorns, Jared Elliott, the three-time national champion, 12-4 on the season and 7-1 in SEC play. Talked with him before tonight's match. Obviously, he was not thrilled with their last match last week against the Aggies, but looking to get back in the win column this evening, and we are underway between Texas and Missouri. Madison Skinner there with the block from Finney. That one off the block, the attack by Michael Vernon. Free ball for the Tigers. There's Marina Crownover, the former Longhorn, and on the attack, Michael Vernon, wide point Texas.
Missouri already trying to go for that game plan, which is get those high touches, and you'll see, and now got a challenge.
Right off the bat.
And that challenge is if Texas touched it or not. Dawn Sullivan wants Missouri to hit really high, which is where you will see balls go flying out, or getting that tiny, Ames gets so high over the net. You got to hit really, really high to make sure you get that touch, or yes, that ball is going wailing out.
Ames, the number 3 recruit in the nation. So there is Michael Vernon with the kill. She had a program record 37 kills in a match last week against Arkansas. She gets the first of the night here. Skinner, as that one deflects into the stands. And we're even early at 1.
Huge kill by Skinner. Some matches she's been starting back. Right now she's starting at the front already, getting her confidence going, getting the first point for Texas. Ideal for her.
Here is Emma Halter, who was electric in that A&M match. Marina Crownover sets it up for Vernon off the block, off Singletary. There's Reagan Rutherford with the point for Texas. Rutherford's coming off one of her best matches as a Longhorn, 13 kills and hit .375 against Texas A&M. Emma Halter, team leading 21 aces on the year. Back to Vernon they go. Rennis was there for the Longhorns. Skinner on the attack, batted up in the air. Skinner with another kill.
Skinner showing the Tigers, I can do your game plan as well. Going for that high touch off the block, purposely hitting the hand, seeing that Missouri cannot run down that ball.
Here is Halter. Crownover. This time it's Iliff on the attack. Texas was ready. Michael Vernon with that power. Michael Vernon took 78 swings against Arkansas in that record-setting performance and only had 7 attack errors.
And 37 kills. That, I don't think I've ever called a match where a player has had 37 kills.
Phenomenal addition coming in through the transfer portal from Oregon State. In the middle, Singletary takes something off of it. Iliff able to save it. Off the block, Vernon goes to the floor. A free ball for the Longhorns. Avery Carlson, Madison Skinner with the point.
Skinner yet to go for that deep cross shot she loves so much. Right now she's going for that lime scene because she sees Missouri completely leaving it open. Left of your screen, look where that drops. Marina is not ready to dig. She's thinking about setting. Skinner's going to try and punish her when she's playing back row.
Skinner off to a hot start, picking up where she left off. Against the Aggies, here is Rutherford. Reagan Rutherford, the 2-time All-American, hitting .328. Marina Crownover in the middle, off the block. Reagan Hayes. Skinner going to the floor was Maya Sands. Back to Vernon. And that was too strong, not touched. Longhorns up by 3 early.
And Vernon with the roll shot. The roll shot is not that kind of hit that's going to get you that tiny touch. That's the ball. Just keep it over and in, nothing fancy.
That one misses. Texas trying to bounce back coming off that loss to the Aggies. A big topic of conversation with the Longhorns has been the 6-2 system they're running. That was their first loss since running the 6-2, 9-1. But Jared Elliott told us, listen, we didn't lose that match because we ran a 6-2. We lost because we did not execute against A&M. Back-to-back service errors now by the Longhorns and then the Tigers. In the 6-2 system, he said, for now we're going to stick with it, but at any time we could end up going back to the 5-1. But he didn't want to use that as an excuse following that contest. Batted around, ace for Madison Skinner. That's the Maddie Skinner we're used to seeing.
Skinner with that deep float serve, trying to pick on Michael Vernon, get inside of her head, which is what happens to Maddie Skinner every match. You get picked on when you're a strong outside.
Marina crown over Iliff off Wenis. Jenna Wenis second on the team in kills percent, denied. This time Devin Kahahawai on the attack, off crown over. Saved by Maya Sands, SEC Libero of the Year. And a swindle. Kahawai just punches it over. There's DeMarais. Singleton running into Swindle. Pushed over by Kahawai. What a rally early on. Iliff finally ends the point.
I am loving the defense from both Missouri and Texas. No one is letting the ball drop. And Iliff finally going in that deep corner. Skinner not able to cut that ball through the seam. It was just that perfect of a shot, but great defense on both sides right now.
The all-SEC senior Iliff, who's having a career year under Dawn Sullivan, like so many of these Tigers. Wenis. Back to Iliff they go off the block. Ella Swindle in the middle. Singletary right into the net.
Swindle trying to force the middle. Jared Elliott said against A&M, that's something else we did not do well, is finding the middle. And credit to Swindle trying to force the ball to Singletary. But when it's that far off the net, it's hard.
Swindle, the Columbia, Missouri native. We did mention, by the way, her name a few times. That's Marina Crownover. If that sounds familiar, the former Texas Longhorn. Played for the Horns the last 2 years, 10 matches a season ago. Crownover, number 22 for Missouri, has come into her own with the Tigers, currently leading the SEC in conference play in assists per set.
And Crownover, though Texas was running a 5-1 last season, she was that second go-to setter. So she was not just a practice player. She has a lot of experience playing on this court in a real match setting.
Three-time SEC Setter of the Week already. That one is finally in. First ace of the night for the Tigers. And they are climbing back in this one. They were down by 4 a minute ago. It's within 1.
And Iliff had 45 aces last season. She already has 54 at this point this year.
Hammered down, Halter saves it. Akana, somehow Texas gets it over. On the attack, DeMarais. And the point for Missouri, we are tied at 8.
Jared Elliott making his way to the table. Not sure if he's going to grab that challenge card. And either way, great shot by Missouri. If that's an error, you take it. That's right down the line. It was a great shot. And that was probably hard for Jared Elliott to see it. That's the situation.
The original decision on the court is ball in. Texas is challenging that the ball was out.
That's a situation where your coach has to listen to the players. That's why it's important for the right back to have their foot on the line. If it's outside,
upon further review, the call is going to be confirmed. Texas loses its challenge.
One quick look at that. There you go. Perfect angle.
And see that the foot is not on the line. That's why you want to get as close to the line as possible. You will know for a fact if that ball is in or out.
So the Tigers have rallied back to tie things up. Again, this is a very good Missouri team. Top 20 in RPI. They're receiving votes in the top 25. Tied for the most kills per set in the nation and number 2 in assists per set in the country. Dangerous offense. Jenna Wenis blocked. Ames couldn't do anything with it, and Missouri has taken the lead. 4-0 run.
And Dawn Sullivan said, we're not worried about huge runs. We will chip away at Texas with 1 to 2 points, and that's exactly what the Tigers are doing so far.
Well, and you're in the SEC now. Any night, any opponent can be like this one, as Texas learned last week. Kahawai blocked. Eighth was there for Missouri. They go back to the junior, and this time she ends up with the point. Devin Kahahawai.
Kahahawai not only has that reach, but that snap. She doesn't really care to go high off your hands. She wants to smack that ball down. Bounce balls. That means when it hits the ground, it's going way up because she's hitting it that hard.
She's coming off the best month of her career. She's played in every single set since Texas switched to the 6-2. Avery Carlson, transfer from Baylor. Brown over. And this time, Jenna Wennis, along with Ames, were ready, but it landed out of bounds. Point for Missouri. Tigers also top 20 in the country in aces percent. So many impressive stats under Dawn Sullivan. Wennis this time gets the point.
Wennis has gotten so much more confident this season. You can see it right there. She had the toe error. She immediately wants that ball set to her. Gets redemption. Doesn't go with the tip or a roll. She might have last season, but goes with a heavy hit.
Second on the team in kills, aces, and digs. Iliff swats one off Carlson. There's Madison Skinner. Sands was there. Vernon just has to push it over. Carlson for Rutherford off the block. Maya Sands diving to keep it alive. That one is wide off Vernon.
What a dig, though, by Maya Sands. Not only was that reflexes, but it was waiting and also getting that ball back to target. The Tigers having awesome defense right now. Got to make sure you validate that as a hitter.
A few years ago, Maya Sands was a walk-on at UNLV for Dawn Sullivan, followed Sullivan to Missouri, and went from walk-on at UNLV to SEC Libero of the Year last season. There's Skinner tapping it over. Vernon diving for it. Wennis digs that one out. Rutherford on the attack and with the point.
Nice vision from Rutherford. It was a good try of Missouri, but their defense was so far pulled in, and Reagan saw that and punishes them going really deep. Look where this ball lands from Rutherford, right at your screen. It's going deep. She sees how pulled up Perez Catala is.
After the 4-0 Missouri run, Texas now in a mini 3-0 run. Iliff charging in, and too strong.
Too strong and no spin. Iliff looking like she has a float serve while she's hitting back row. Just a little more snap. That ball's going to go down with a spin.
Get a 5-1 Texas run again, coming off that long 8-day break. And again, Vernon missing. The accuracy not there early on for the star senior. Here's Wennis looking to extend Texas's 5-0 run. Not the case.
On the Missouri side for Vernon, she's trying to go line right now. It's just not working. Texas is taking away that shot. Start going cross, start going deep, mix it up a little bit.
Sands with her team down 3. Avery Carlson. And that one misses the mark. Missouri back within 2.
That setting error is what Jarrett Elliott is not going to accept from his team. It's completely fine when you're out of system to set the ball over, but there's really no excuse for that ball to ever go out.
He was disgusted with their errors coming off the last performance. His words, he was very disappointed. But his team up by 3 as we take a timeout here in set number 1. Between the Longhorn, Asia O'Neal, Logan Eggleston sitting in her dad's old seats. We saw Jermaine sit there for a number of years, and now Asia and Logan taking this one in.
And these two still playing volleyball professionally. Logan will be back here, already on some Texas broadcasts. It's so much fun following those two.
Watching a battle, again, the first meeting between Texas and Missouri since they were in the Big 12 together in 2011. This one going back and forth. Carlson. Halter pushes it over to Rutherford. So the attack errors were a major issue in the last match. Jared Elliott told us the goal is to get an attack error percentage of 10% or lower. Which percentage of your kills are errors? They were certainly above that in the A&M loss. And right now, Texas hitting 125 as far as hitting percentage. 4 attack errors so far. They do get the point there. But, I mean, that was a point of emphasis from him over and over this week. As you get a look at their losses, I mean, his words ring true. Their attack errors greatly exceeding their season average in their 4 losses. Marina Crownover, Iliff off the block and gets the point.
Good spot from Iliff, and it was a nice hustle from Rutherford, but Iliff read that deep corner was completely wide open. The team was not able to cut it off.
Here is Michael Vernon. Again, that program record 37 kill performance she came up with last week wasn't even in a 5-set match. That was a 4-setter against Arkansas. Skinner tools the block for Texas.
Skinner with the kill on the right side, again showing how dynamic she is. She can get kills from all 6 spots on the court because she reads that block so well. Right at your screen, going right off the hands. She sees how late the middle is to get to the outside.
I thought it was really telling that Jared Elliott said she's enjoying the game again. She's having fun. I mean, that is visible in her performance, not only tonight, but the last match as well. But Missouri comes right back within 2.
Out of system ball for Texas when it's trying to stay aggressive. Even though that ball was low, way off the net, that's where you just keep that ball over and in. Try to keep those errors low, especially when you're already struggling about it. 5
attack errors in the opening set for Texas, but still leading. Here's Kaylin Rush, the sophomore out of Columbia, Missouri. Swindle in the middle, Singletary drops it in for the point.
Props to Swindle, immediately finding Singletary, even when the ball is not tight on the net, because she understands the game plan from Jared Elliott. We did not do well when we don't find our middles. Example, Texas A&M. I need you, Ella, to find Mariana, to find Aiden as often as possible.
In SEC play, Mariana Singletary is leading the Longhorns at hitting percentage at nearly .370. Demaray, that one deflects off Akana, knocked her down.
It's just too much from Demaray. Akana had the right read. She was stopped in base, but it was all power, and that swing sometimes just got to give it to him.
The Texas native, Demaray, out of Colleyville. Swindle in the middle, Ames. Demaray had to hold up for it for a second. And Texas gets the point.
And again, when you have the game plan Dawn Sullivan gives her team, which is to hit high, try and get those fingertips, you are going to see a lot of errors with the ball wailing out of bounds. That's the risk you take when you try to reach the top of a block.
Avery Carlson serving for the Longhorns, team leader in assists. Here is Demaray, denied. The freshman Ames was right there, along with Rutherford.
That set for Demaray is when you want to go over the block. Look how far off she is. Perfect timing by Aiden Ames and Reagan Rutherford. A wall connected, hands, shoulders for Missouri. You got to get over that wall, especially when that set is off the net.
You know, when you talk about the middles for Texas, like Ames, along with Carolise Perez-Catala.
Nice
Wenis,
serve.
yeah. To Wenis they go, off the block. Tapped over by Colleen Finney. There's Rutherford. Going to the floor was Iliff. Joust! Wenis saves it. Hammered home by Crownover, the Austin native and former Longhorn. She's pumped.
How good does this feel for Marina Crownover? Not just a setter dump, but an all-out kill, starting with that block. She is playing defense and offense at the front row, running at 5-1 for her team.
Said she wanted an opportunity to prove herself, hit the portal, and ended up with Missouri having a tremendous year. Skying for that one was Michael Vernon, the transfer from Oregon State.
That play is all connection with Crownover and Vernon. Crownover setting that ball so low because Vernon was already in the air. That's the connect at the highest level for college volleyball possible. When you have that confidence, that experience, that pressure, that brings a lot to your team. When you get rattled, your team looks at you and you're completely fine. You know how it feels. You get your team out of those runs that your opponent can go on against you.
He's talking about a deep team. This is a Missouri squad that when Dawn Sullivan joined them before last year. They had 5 returning players. Then I have 22 players on the roster. Halter going to the floor for that one. Akana over to Jenna Wenis. Free ball for the Tigers, down by 2, pushed off the block, batted around, and Missouri has pulled within 1 at 21-20, a 4-0 run for Mizzou.
And Dawn Sullivan said, I'm not even expecting my team to go on a 4-0 run. It's chipping away, but right now, Missouri is getting Texas out of system.
Just 1 match behind the Longhorns for first place in the SEC, but a crucial service error puts Texas back up by 2.
Service error for Perez Catala, but if you just led your team on a 4-0 run, the error does not sting as much. She did a great job from the service line.
There is Jenna Wenis. Vernon denied. Ames, the freshman.
There's the block that got Ames recruited to Texas. True freshman starting for the Longhorns. Watch her timing. And also that placement. When she lands, her hands are facing back into the court. There is absolutely zero way she was being tooled.
Aiden Ames, number 3 recruit in the nation. The first true freshman to start at middle blocker for the Longhorns.
For Aiden Ames, her leader is a sophomore. She's having to learn at the same time that Singletary is learning. They're both starting, they're both figuring it out together. That's a lot of pressure for Singletary to not only figure it out on her own her first year starting, but also be teaching a freshman how to block.
Texas's top returning blockers, one of them a setter, Ella Swindle, O'Neal Bergmark, and Phillips, all moving on. A lot of talent lost that Jared Elliott had to replace from a season ago. But again, they are still number 9 in the nation right now. And 12-4 overall out of the timeout. Up by 3, the Longhorns hitting 152 on the night. Missouri 081. Texas going on a run with Wenis serving Crown over to Vernon, off the block. Back to the transfer they go. This time she comes up with the point. Vernon already is up to 18 total attacks here in set number 1.
Crown over giving Vernon redemption, but I really love the up from Sands. That gives her outside confidence to continue hitting with these big shots even when she's blocked.
Sands with the serve, Skinner. Free ball to the Tigers. Aiden Ames was ready, and they're positioned over there waiting for the senior Michael Vernon. Set point on the way for the Longhorns. From Austin, hey, Asia's enjoyed it. Logan too. Set 25-21. Now before the match, Jared Elliott honored a couple of former Longhorns, Marina Crownover, who we mentioned before, as well as Jenna Gabriel, who's on the Missouri coaching. This is the first time she has been in Gregory Gym since their regional final loss to Nebraska in 2021.
And I love how Gabriel said she told her team, Gregory is one of the most fun places you'll ever play in. She said, well, wait. Actually, I was always playing for them. I'm not actually sure I was going to feel being on the other side. But my favorite part of that UNLV story was when she decided to play. That was 1 week before the season started. The fact that you can just jump in like that and make a difference in a conference shows that muscle memory, just actual talent, raw ability. She's one of my favorite players to watch.
She's still close with Jared Elliott. They spent some time together during the summer. She said she understands a lot of his decisions, looking back to her playing days, so much more now that she is part of the coaching staff. Again, Jenna Gabriel, great to see her back at Gregory Gym as Missouri takes the opening point here of set number 2. You touched on a good point, how she told her players yesterday when they came to the gym, listen, this is one of the most intimidating places to play in the country. They said, are you sure? They're looking around. It's an empty gym at that point. It's almost 100 years old. She said, just wait and see once the match gets started. And this is yet another sellout for Texas. The Tigers up 2-0 here in set number 2.
Big swing by Colleen Finney. Dawn Sullivan said that she is one of the most feisty players on her team. She wants that ball, and she is not scared of Ames's block in front of her. She's going to go around the hands and find that corner.
Driving for that one was Halter. Here is Madison Skinner, led the team in kills in the opening set. Vernon scoops it up. Regan Rutherford. That's the first point of the set for Texas.
One of Rutherford's strengths is being able to punish a block when they are not tight on the net. If your hands are even 4 inches off the net, she is going to go right in front of you and watch that ball drop right in front of your eyes. And again, watch this swing. She is reading the hands of Vernon and punishing her.
Crownover trying to send over the dump, an awkward play, but Missouri ends up with the point.
Missouri did a good job that first set of getting Texas out of system. Texas eventually, though, really cleaned up their block, was not let anything pass them towards the end.
Maya Sands, the very first player Dawn Sullivan brought over when she was hired as head coach. Singletary just a bit too strong, and again, those attack errors creeping up again for Texas.
That hit, though, is the attack error Jared Elliott's going to take. Big swing, purposeful, right by the line. Keep hitting that for your Singletary. It's going to go in.
Skinner misses.
That first set, the first 6 points of Texas were 3 kills by Skinner. After that, she only had 1. Texas struggled to be able to find her deep in that first set, trying to get her involved early. Important for her confident-wise to get some points early on.
Missouri starting off this set on the right foot, up by 4. Team single elimination tournament right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Tigers on a roll here in Austin to begin set number 2. See how Texas comes out of the timeout. Vernon off the block with the point. Michael Vernon with 5 kills on 21 swings so far.
And Vernon's gotten so much more offensive this season with different shots that she is willing and confident to take. One of them being going for the hands and getting that tool on purpose.
Missouri with their largest lead of the night. Here is Skinner. And the block is there. Missouri looking like a totally different team. Again, we mentioned, we brought up to the coach, Dawn Sullivan, are you overlooked at all? You were picked to come in 6th. In the SEC, she said, listen, I don't pay attention to that. Maybe the players do, but this is a very talented Tigers team. It's won 6 in a row, and now they get the ace up 8-1.
Acing Maddie Skinner is going to be every team in the country's game plan. She is one of the best hitters in potentially history. If you can get an ace on her, that's going to be frustrating. That's going to get her out of system, get her mojo going up. She is using a really good job at continuously getting Texas out of system, starting with that serve. It is so frustrating when you have a float serve coming to you, because if you move wrong 1 inch whatsoever, that ball is going flying off of you. If it's a topspin serve, you have so much more room for air to keep that ball in play.
Well, for Missouri, the offense goes through Michael Vernon, the senior out of New York. 78 swings the other night against Arkansas. She's got 21 so far against Texas, and she's just relentless. Whether it's in or out, she just keeps swinging away.
A big part to Michael Vernon's success is her vertical. She gets up high and she stays there. Even if she reads that ball late and is a little bit early in her approach, she can just freeze in the air and not even have to tip her roll, but have a huge swing.
She said the key to her play, don't be so hard on yourself. Just forget what happens the play before and keep swinging. Here's Singletary with the point, finally stopping the run for the Longhorns.
Keep feeding Singletary. Ever since she was a freshman, Jared Elliott said this player has $1 million arm. She is going to be a face of the franchise, and you can see why. She snaps that arm so hard, goes quick on the elbow, and can find that corner deep.
Rutherford serving. Joust, and Marina Crownover, a little stare as well. You think this match means a little extra something to the Austin native?
Crownover's doing it all right now. Besides setting, she's getting blocks, she's getting dumps. She is being so patient and precise when it comes to reading the play in front of her. And now she's back row. You won't see her blocking. Let's see if she gets some digs.
Well, they were trying to attack her size. That was part of the game plan for the 5'11" setter. There she is with the dig. Iliff over the block. No, Texas.
Iliff not able to keep that ball in place, sending it over outside the antenna. Pretty simple error that just got to get the ball over and in. Don't worry about the kill at that point.
Here's Madison Skinner. Round over, that one swatted down immediately by Reagan Haith, the junior transfer from Illinois State.
All three touches were perfect for Missouri. Watch this serve receive. It goes straight to target, allowing Crownover to find her middle, Haith, and go through that corner. Textbook play.
Here's Michael Vernon, 19 aces. And there's another one. And Texas just all out of sorts right now.
Texas has no answer. This is where Jarrett Elliott needs that X-Factor player. Literally anybody who's going to step up, make a crazy play, get that momentum back on your side.
There's Devin Kahawai off the block and gets the point.
Kahawai getting the kill after being on the bench, bringing in a new face, new energy. That's what you need when you are down so far, especially in your home gym.
Top 10 in the SEC in blocks per set. It'll be Kayleigh Akana serving for the Longhorns, 134 career aces for the junior out of Hawaii. Iliff. A swindle over to Jenna Wenis. Back to Iliff they go. Akana. Here's Kahawai. Tapped over Wenis. Swindle. Back and forth action here as we reach the midway points of the second set. Texas makes it 11-5.
Iliff almost didn't finish her arm swing. It's like she was serving. She was making that ball go forward rather than down. That's where you need more snap in your wrist.
Akana trying to help the Longhorns go on a run, down by 6, and there is her first ace, Kayleigh Akana.
Akana with her first ace of the match. Remember, she had the winning ace for the national championship 2 years ago. She is what you call a specialty go-to server.
Elite from the service line as Jarrett Elliott looks on. Iliff punches it off the block.
Remember Iliff's last swing, how she didn't finish, didn't follow through. She completely fixed that, completely wound up, almost like she was throwing a ball all the way down, had that swing, had that snap. It landed at the 10-foot line.
Her arm's been getting a workout as of late. She's topped 50 swings in 2 of the last 3 matches. Kahawai off the block at the head of DeMarais.
Kahawai hits with so much power. If you're the blocker against her, you have to literally crunch your abs in the air and give all the power you have with your body. You cannot let your hands go backwards when the connection happens. You have to make sure your hands stay pressed until you land on the ground.
She's up to 3 kills, hitting .333. Here's Carlson. Iliff this time Ames and Wenis were right there at the net.
And Texas is taking away that shot that worked for Iliff, that cross shot, and it was all in that read. Great job by Jenna Wenis staying patient and waiting for Ames to come connect with her.
4-point set. Texas 4 blocks on the night. Iliff, Wenis, out of play. Vernon and Iliff, that was the storyline offensively heading into this match, and it has lived up to billing. They are the team leaders in kills, 5 apiece. More than any of the Longhorns so far. Rutherford just has to send it over. Free ball. In the middle, off the block it goes. Kept alive by Colleen Finney. Carlson. Rutherford with the point for Texas.
Texas, all sorts of out of system, but Rutherford maintains that composure and gets a solid swing, not reverting to rolls or tips, especially when the defense on her side is all out of sorts.
Texas on a 6-2 run. When is serving. Akana. Here comes Madison Skinner. Vernon. And Texas gets the point.
Straight in the net by DeMarais, but what confidence with that ball coming way over your shoulder. That's usually when players roll or tip, even free ball. She's really feeling herself in Gregory Gym. I like the fact she went for that big swing, especially because she has the lead.
Texas trailed by 7 at one point. They're within 3. And that one demolished by Aiden Ames.
Aiden Ames is not just a protector of the net. She is going for those kills. You got to make sure you are never overpassing towards her. She will get the point. Look at that. Look how high she reaches. That ball can go right in front of the 10-foot line. That's how much energy is in A&M rivalry. It is so great to be in this gym getting these kills.
Texas trying to rebound tonight out of the timeout. Wenis with the serve. There defensively after the attack by Demaray. Rutherford and just drops it in. Nobody home. Texas has pulled within 1.
Rutherford might be the craftiest hitter for Texas. She moves the ball all around the court. She does not have just one shot. She is so good at reading. I think she might have the best vision for the Longhorns.
Missouri trying not to let this huge lead completely evaporate. Halter with the dig. Skinner on the attack, and we are tied.
It's all in Skinner's arm swing. Watch this approach. Look how she is using her full body. When she has this kind of arm swing and literally drops her left shoulder, reaches her right arm as high as she can, does a crunch in the air, you're not about to touch that ball.
5-0 run for Texas. Wenis. Missouri jumps back in front, 14-13.
And Iliff really wasn't showcased that much last season. Dawn Sullivan said when she came to my team, I saw how good she was, and I needed that weapon in the back row as well for her attacks.
Here's Carolise Perez-Catala, former Western Athletic Conference Libero of the Year last season with UT Rio Grande Valley. Ames off the block. Vernon on the attack. That is a close call. It was out. And we're tied again. And we'll see if Dawn Sullivan looked. She was headed towards the challenge card for a minute. Ends up sitting down. What a battle here in set number 2. Halter serving. Tied at 14. Off the tape. Diving for it. Perez-Catala. Halter. Point Missouri.
That ball from Missouri to me looked like it was going out. Texas is trying to play safe right now, though. That's really how you have to play when you are tied in a set like this. You got to go for the balls that you think might be in.
Maya Sands. Carlson. Singletary in the middle. And now the Tigers fired up as they go back up by 2.
There is nothing more suffocating or in your face than an ISO block. Haig taking down Singletary by herself, not without Crownover, not without Vernon. She is reading her one-on-one.
Service error, number 5 for the Tigers.
And now Kahahawai going in for Carlson. Again, the right side that brings a lot of energy to Texas, and especially her serve. It's unmatched.
Kahahawai hitting .333 so far tonight. Here's Rutherford with the serve. Sliding in was Madison Skinner. One-handed Perez-Catala. That one smashed off the block. Halter's there. Skinner. Kept alive by Singletary. Kahahawai. Here comes Michael Vernon. Madison Skinner waiting for it. The block was there. Crucial moments here in set number 2. Up in the rafters. Perez-Catala sent over by Vernon. Skinner! That one knocked over Perez-Catala. Kept alive. Iliff on the attack. And a little too much on it. Tied again, this time at 16. Smiles for Madison Skinner and Reagan Rutherford.
Rutherford doing the limbo, making sure that ball goes out. And take note, Rutherford is setting this rotation. She is actually setting. There's no setter in. Watch this matrix move. Boom!
Wow.
Show that flexibility, Reagan. Skinner giving Swindle a 3-option pass, but Texas not able to make anything happen happen. Right now, Crownover is definitely coming for blood in that swing with Halter and Skinner.
See that focus from the Austin native. Another ace for Marina Crownover in her return to Gregory Gym.
Crownover is having zero problems playing in her former gym, especially at the service line. She is so confident she's going for that seam.
4-0 run comes to an end.
And that missed serve is okay, especially when you have two aces and one of those other serves getting Texas out of system. She did a great job from the service line.
Couple of aces, 16 assists. Yeah, we'll see. Skinner serving for the Longhorns, down by 4. And she returns the favor with an ace. Madison Skinner with her second of the night.
Don Sullivan said it's going to be a serve and pass game for us. They're going to try and hit us hard and get us out of system.
Sliding in was Perez Catala. Vernon off the block. Kahawai. This time is Wenis's turn. That one misses the mark, 21-17.
It looked like Wenis just contacted the ball wrong. And she didn't snap her wrist. She didn't move her arm. She was acting like it was a serve going for that deep float.
13 attack errors by each squad now. And nearly an ace for Vernon. Free ball for the Tigers. Up by 4, Mariana Singletary with a big block for Texas here late in the second.
And remember, Haith got an ISO block against Singletary. Singletary is coming back for blood. She wants that ball, especially with this matchup. She is reading the arm and returning the favor.
Kaylee Akana is one of Texas's 4 aces on the night. Sands, Crownover, pushed over by Iliff. There's 8 names! Precision from the freshman.
8 names to Jarrett Elliott said is one of the best freshmen I have ever had play for me. You can see why, especially with her offense. She is so aggressive. We have yet to see her tip her roll.
She's leading the team in hitting percentage this year. Texas trailed by 8, tied it up. Now back within 2. That one too strong from Demarais. No, it was touched.
And that was a great swing by Demarais, going with the original game plan from Dawn Sullivan, which is touch, Texas block. And Sullivan wouldn't tell us, but she said, we know some weaknesses in that big Texas block. We're going to expose them.
Another ace for Missouri, number 6 on the night. And it makes it a 23-19 lead as they inch closer to tying this match up. This gym has gotten awfully quiet as set point is on the way for Missouri. Going on a run with Kaylin Rush, the sophomore, serving.
Great swing by Demarais. It's all in her snap and the placement, and Texas is just out of system right now, not able to keep that ball on their side, giving Demarais a present as a point.
We will talk to the head coach, Don Sullivan of Missouri.
Receive. If you move even a little bit when that ball hits your arms, that ball is going flying. Crownover on your screen. The former Texas setter is punishing her former teammates with that hard, deep serve right now.
Again, he told us it's not the system. We didn't lose to A&M. We haven't struggled this year because of the system, the 6-2 that they're running. It's simply because of a lack of execution. Now keep in mind, no team has won a national championship running at 6-2 since 2002.
But also there's ebbs and flows with the game. That could have been when the 6-2 started to go out of style.
Yes.
Let's do something new, a 5-1. Then that catches on. Now everyone's doing it. Let's go back to the 6-2.
But again, the attack errors he talked about right now. His team, both teams, only hitting 123, 9 combined blocks. Marina Crownover, the former Longhorn, having herself a night, 16 assists, couple of aces, 6 digs as well. And here we go, set number 3 underway from the Greg. Emma Halter, but out of play. The kill by the Texas native, Demaray, and the point for Missouri, picking up where they left off.
Too strong by Demaray. Halter did a good job. Stopped in base, platform out, tried to absorb it, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do when it's that good of a hit.
I mean, this is a Missouri team that won 9 games 2 years ago. Dawn Sullivan is hired last year. She doubles their win total this year. They are tied for the national lead in kills percent. And they lead the SEC in 3 major offensive categories. But speaking of kills, there is Madison Skinner.
Talk about not much you can do. This kill from Skinner left stands with no time to even touch her hands to make a platform. That's how fast the ball was going at Maya Sands.
Halter with the serve for Texas. And sliding in defensively, Rutherford on the attack with the point. 2-1 Longhorns. So we talked about the attack errors and how Jared Elliott is trying to keep that at 10% or lower. And tonight, so far, 20%. Not twice as many as he wants, but still got a ways to go. Vernon on the attack. Lennis with the dig. Madison Skinner putting that one away.
And Skinner going over Crownover. Again, not the biggest block when you have Crownover blocking in the 5-1. So Skinner's taking that to her advantage and going right over the setter's hands.
Madison Skinner tied for the team lead with 7 kills on 20 swings. Iliff, that one skimmed off Halter. And the point for Missouri.
Nice kill by Iliff, but what a set from Crownover. She's at the front, her shoulders are facing the outside, and she flicks this ball with a side set to the right back. Look how perfect that set is. That's great connection by these two.
Iliff a match high. 8 kills so far. Singletary in the middle. Vernon was there. Skinner. And this is wide. And Texas arguing the call as the point goes to Missouri.
Texas saying that Missouri was in the net trying to block the ball, even though she hit it out. She's saying there was pressure up there.
Look by Jared Elliott says it all as Texas locked in a battle with the Tigers off Singletary, point Mizzou. Reagan Haith. One of a number of transfers brought in by Dawn Sullivan, coming over from Illinois State. And nearly another ace for Missouri, one of the best in the nation in that category. Michael Vernon with the point. Tigers going on a run here in the 3rd.
Smart kill by Vernon, but it all starts with the serve from Maya Sands. She is getting Texas out of system and not allowing them to give Missouri a hard hit to defend.
Carlson, here comes Reagan Rutherford tooling the block for Texas.
Rutherford is the team steady Eddie. When you are in trouble or you are having difficulty getting out of a rut, give this player the ball. She's going to get the kill with her placement.
Rutherford and Skinner have been the story for Texas, combining for 15 kills. Iliff, Skinner, Devin Kahawai, Crownover. Kept it going with one hand. Michael Vernon with a dart off Wennis. Madison Skinner off the block. And we're tied again.
Props to Wennis. She's not letting anything fall in that middle back so far in this match tonight. And that's giving defense to offense from Maddie Skinner.
Madison Skinner, 22 swings, 8 kills. Here's Rutherford. In the middle. That one misses wide. Reagan Haith on the attack. Longhorns jump in front by 1. Going on this run with Rutherford at the service line, the 2-time All-American. 3-0 Texas run. Vernon. Here's Madison Skinner. Joust. And going to the floor was Perez Catala. Vernon fought off by Rutherford. Halter back to Skinner. Michael Vernon swinging away, runs right into Mariana Singletary.
The crowd is loving this monster block from Singletary. Watch this press. How high her elbows get to the net, the length of her arms going over. That's a momentum grabber.
4-0 Texas run. And the point for Missouri. And final pull within one, and Crownover will serve. Three-time SEC setter of the week. Jenny Gabriel said Crownover reminds her of herself when she was a setter. Feisty at that position. And Gabriel again, the All-American, 6th all-time in Texas history in assists, but Missouri coming right back. This set just the culmination of the first 2 sets as these teams going back and forth.
This block by Vernon, it might be my favorite block so far of the match. Look how deep that ball lands in the middle back spot. She is perfect for making sure her hands are facing the court.
She is a fiery player out there. The transfer from Oregon State, dropping it in for the point. Singletary.
Singletary is another consistent player, not only defensively but offensively. She doesn't really care how it looks. She's going to get the kill with that tip here and there.
Skinner at the service line already with a couple of aces. There's Michael Vernon, got all of that one. Skinner dug it out. Wennis. Crownover. Iliff popped up off the block by Kahawai. Iliff again smashes that one past Halter.
What a line shot from Iliff. It doesn't get better than this. Right on your screen. Look where this ball lands, right behind Emma Halter. That just shows you she's really moving the ball around to the outside of the block.
Vernon serving. Michael Vernon said SEC much more physical, much more aggressive than the old Pac-12 was where she came from. That one by Haith off of Swindle. Missouri back in front by 1.
This connection with Haith does not get any better with her setter Crownover. Look at Haith already off the ground before it leaves Crownover's hands. Haith knows exactly where Mariana's going to set that ball for her.
Vernon with the serve. Swindle. Crownover. Iliff. Popped up by Halter. Spun her around. Wennis. Crownover, and that was way high.
I don't think that ball would have ever dropped if there wasn't a man in front of it. That was a very hard hit, and imagine if there was a little more snap on that ball. That would have gone straight down in front of Texas.
Nearly took somebody's head off. You know, there's this antsy feeling in the arena right now as this one going back and forth. This crowd kind of waiting to see what will happen here. O'Connor. Crownover. That one brought home by Janet Demaray, Colleyville native.
7th kill of the night for Demaray. Almost hitting 250. She's being so accurate and she's swinging really aggressively. She is really not scared of the Texas block so far.
Missouri the best in the SEC in hitting percentage, kills percent, and assist percent. Showing that off tonight. Devin Kahawai answers for the Longhorns. Point for point, we are tied again.
This bump set from Swindle, look how much spin there is. That's literally setting Kahawai up like a top spin serve. That's something you don't get often as a hitter, and it's really exciting when you get a set like that.
This team's dead even in this set, not only at points, but both hitting 250. Avery Carlson. Iliff, Ames and Wennis.
Wennis does a really good job at studying the block. That means if you're a pin, you decide where that block's going to stop. The middle has to come to you. She's reading the arm swing of Iliff and making sure she takes away that cross shot.
Wennis with the big block there. The Longhorns up by 1. And that one misses. Janet Demaray, 12-10 Longhorns.
Crownover giving Demaray the shoot. That means that ball was really low set. And now I guess it's the point for Missouri. That was a great set, really low, forcing Demaray to speed up that approach and not give Texas enough time to set up their defense.
Surprise, surprise. Yep, tied again, this time at 11. The urgency there from both teams. That one catches Wenis. Halter, great effort. Free ball for the Tigers. Again, it was Demaray busy, and this time Missouri back up by 1.
Right when you think Demaray is getting an error, somehow it's just a kill every time. Right now, she's really being deceptive on where the ball's going.
Eiliff with the serve. Wenis tools the block.
That hit by Wenis is part of the game plan for Jared Elliott. He said when Crownover is at the net, we are going to hit at her. That's what you do. Just like her former setter, Jenna Gabriel, she was small. When she was up at the net, teams are going to try and hit at her hands.
9 ties already in this third set, and we're not even at the halfway points of the set. Almost there, tied at 12 on the night. Both teams hitting right around 160. Leia Kana. Madison Skinner on the attack. That one deflects into the upper deck.
Wenis with the assist, calling off Avery Carlson for this ball. That's some confidence, and it was a great set to Maddie Skinner. Look at her call off Carlson. That's something you don't see often, but when it's that loud in here, it's hard to hear your setter behind you. Great swing by Skinner.
Skinner, team high 9 kills. Crownover with the dump.
Crownover showing that swag, that feistiness, and that's how you have to play coming into not only just Gregory Gym, but your former team. You got to be confident, especially with those plays that she just had.
That confidence is exactly why Jenna Gabriel said she reminds her of herself. Tied at 13. Avery Carlson over to Skinner. Diving in to keep it alive. Who's Jordan Eiliff? Skinner, another attack and another kill. She's up to double digits. Texas by 1.
I like the fact Avery Carlson went back to Skinner 2 times. Skinner didn't get the best set, didn't make it happen that first time with the kill, got the second swing, made that ball drop.
10 kills on 29 swings for the 4-time All-American Vernon off the block for Missouri. Eiliff will dive into the floor was Perez Catala. Reagan Rutherford smashes one down, and Texas in a tight set goes up by 2. We will take a timeout in Austin, all knotted up at 1 set of Austin in set number 3. 10 ties already, 7 lead changes. This is the first time a team has gone up by 2 in this set. It feels like a huge 2-point lead for the Longhorns. Emma Halter serving out of the break. That one off the block by Colleen Finney. Madison Skinner. And ends up getting a point as Crownover crashes into the scorer's table. She's okay. Texas goes up by 3. Largest lead of the set. Texas took the opening set 25-21. Missouri took the second and dominated that second set at times. Sands and Vernon colliding a bit. In the middle, Mariana Singletary tooling the block.
I almost thought Singletary got blocked. That's how fast she is hitting. Literally, if you blink during her arm swing, you're going to miss it. She has so much power. If your hands are lined up and forcing over the net, she's going to tool you right in front of your face.
Well, timeout here in Austin and Shelby. Remember, last night was Halloween. A lot of the players dressed up, some of the coaches.
In 14 years. Now, to over to the treat side. Mariana Singletary, this sophomore, is just coming out so strong after being on the bench last season. You would have never known she wasn't a starter. She is going off. One of the best blockers for Missouri, Michael Vernon. She is completely going off. 37 kills against Arkansas. And then Taylor Parks, she is setting alongside on Florida, doing such a great job.
Out of the timeout, the point from Missouri. I asked Jared Elliott, said, what did you dress up for as Halloween? He said, nothing. He goes, I went to HEB. Said, you know, that's the best time to go to a grocery store on Halloween night. I said, okay, coach, I'll take your word for it. As Texas up by 3 here after the Missouri point. Off the sand serve, scooped over by Singletary, and she's starting to heat up now.
Singletary heating up even when the out-of-system sets are given to her. That set was really far off the net, probably about 5 feet, and she still made that kill happen in the middle of the court.
Remember, last week she became the first player in SEC history to be named outright Defensive Player of the Week. 3 weeks in a row. Iliff on the attack with the point.
A back row attack cannot get any better than that kill from Iliff. Starting so far back, literally sprinting in her approach, flying at the net, and finally making the ball drop wide on the line. Texas thinking it's out.
Marina Crownover, 2 aces already. That one off the block as Reagan Haith was ready at the net. Skinner! Madison Skinner up to 12 kills.
Second guilt for Skinner on the right side. Again, just shows you that she can make production happen from anywhere on the floor, even when it's not her main hitting position.
Saw the smile from Skinner a moment ago. Enjoying playing right now, and Jared Elliott said she went through some struggles early on in the season. You look at the previous 2 years, she has gotten better as the year has gone on each time. Diving for it was Wenis. Kahawai with the point for Texas, and the Longhorns pulling away up by 5.
I like the body language from Kahawai. She's simply having fun playing volleyball. And again, beating out this huge block in front of her, kind of giving that spin hit, little hybrid between the hit and the roll.
Tonight's official attendance, 4,467, the 37th consecutive sellout. But to be honest, Shelby,
The team looks very composed, and in my opinion, that was the best thing the Aggies did. They did not get rattled in this gym. Playing Texas, they were acting like they were playing the practice gym.
here is Madison Skinner. And backed up Perez Catala. Iliff on the attack. Wenis was there. Crownover's been everywhere tonight for Missouri. Miscommunication gives Missouri the point.
Amazing defensive effort from Missouri. Again, Crownover was simply getting a body on the floor. I did not think that ball was going back over, and I definitely didn't think they would get the point. Great defensive effort.
Vernon with the serve. Swindle. Tapped over by Singletary. Sands. And Texas goes right back up by 5.
Sands still staying in the point, and Dawn Sullivan said that's what she does. She's calm. And these passers that she's talking to right now, that's what she does. She calms them down before the serve and lets them know, hey, I got this team, don't you worry.
Texas with a great offensive set, meanwhile, hitting .455 here in the third. Akana serving. Too much on it.
And Texas in the red zone. That means in volleyball language, you're up to 20. It's the last 5 points of the set. You've got to make sure you are low air in these next 5 points.
Here's Kaylin Rush, daughter of former first-round draft pick in the NBA, Kareem Rush. Missouri standout in his day. Demaray, no. Demaray denied.
Aiden Ames plays nothing like a freshman. And when the momentum is going to Missouri, leave it to Ames to get that momentum back for Texas. I really like her body language. She never looks nervous. You would never know the pressure she feels coming in as a true freshman. She right now, to me, is the X factor for Texas in this set.
Longhorns up to 8 blocks on the night. Carlson at the service line. 12 aces in her first year in a Longhorns uniform. About to say, there's number 13. The original call is out, and Jared Elliott will immediately head over and challenge.
Texas calls coach's challenge. Coach's challenge line.
We shall see. The crowd couldn't believe it, of course. We'll see if Jared Elliott is right.
The original decision was ball out, point Missouri. Texas is challenging that the ball was in.
That is exactly what you want from your float serve for Avery Carlson. When you don't.
Upon further review, the call is going to be reversed. Point Texas, they retain their challenge.
That's how much float this ball had. It's going deep, then it all of a sudden drops. It does not get any better than that float serve. And even if it was out, that was perfect right there.
So it is ace number 13 as a Longhorn for Carlson. More importantly, Texas getting closer and closer to set point. I mean, the first half of the set was neck and neck, but now Texas taking control.
Chest bumps all around on the bench.
Texas with 4 aces on the night. Brown over and smashed off the block by Finney. Here's Jenna Wennis. And it drops in. Everything going Texas's way the past 5 minutes or so, and set point on the way for the Longhorns here in the third.
.472. If you're hitting 250, you're in a great spot. That means Texas is going above and beyond. And the thing is, Missouri played really well offensively as well in that third set. All teams really struggled the first and second set, but Texas really are figuring out what Missouri is trying to do with that block. They're hitting around them, they're hitting the line shot, they're hitting different things they weren't hitting that first and second set. And honestly, Texas looks relaxed. Look at Maddie Skinner smiling. Look at all of them in the middle of the huddle. They don't look worried. They don't look frustrated. They're looking really confident like they usually do.
Texas entered tonight with a one-match lead over Missouri. The Longhorns narrowly in first place in the SEC at 7-1. The Tigers 6-2. But Missouri now up against it, trailing 2-1 to the defending back-to-back national champions. On the night, the Longhorns hitting almost 250, 8 blocks. And 6 blocks coming from the freshman Aiden Ames.
And even when the Texas blockers don't get the touch, they're forcing Missouri to hit around them. So that still shows the effects of the blockers at the front.
Perez Catala serving to begin set number 4. Madison Skinner. And Missouri grabs the first point of the set.
That was a really high set for Skinner. That gave plenty of time to Missouri to set that block up, and Skinner knew that and tried to get over, just not able to get that touch.
Skinner up to 33 swings. Vernon 35 for Missouri. We are even at 1 early in the fourth.
Skinner with the no finger wag. She knows Missouri is coming straight to her every time. It's not a secret, and it's not a bad game plan. But she followed the ball, knew it was going out.
And Jared Elliott told us, listen, Madison Skinner not playing 6 rotations every match. As the passing improves, she'll play more. She knows that. It's no big secret as Texas goes up 2-1.
And that's volleyball across the board.
Yeah.
When you have a star outside example, Michael Vernon, Texas is completely picking on her. You want to pick on the pin hitter that brings the most kills, because if you can get them out of system, whether mentally or physically, that's really going to.
The Missouri now goes up by 1.
Good challenge by Sullivan. I didn't even see spin on that ball. I would have thought that there was no touch.
So again, it's 2-1 Missouri with Sand serving. 3 ball for the Tigers coming up. Michael Vernon, a little bit quiet as of late offensively. The block there on Singletary. Madison Skinner back to work. 13 kills for Maddie.
It's so hard to defend Skinner, because if you're back row, you want to cheat in because she can hit right in the middle of the court. But if she sees you cheat in, that's when she goes deep corner. It's just a lose-lose when she has a good set.
Again, had a season-high 22 kills in her last match, 13 tonight. But the service error by Rutherford. Texas coming off that 8-day break after the A&M loss. Now starts a run of 5 matches in 10 days. Jared Elliott not thrilled with the way the schedule worked out. Obviously would like to see more balance. Skinner diving in there. And that one blocked out of play. Missouri doubling up Texas 4-2. Jared Elliott knew he had 3 matches in about 6 days. They said, you got 5 and 10. He said, really? They didn't even know that. He just tries to focus match to match. It's going to be a grind here in the final month of the regular season. Brown over, Iliff, off hands. Ellis Swindle in the middle, Singletary puts it away, and a smile on the face of the sophomore.
Singletary and Swindle showing that connection they have against Swindle really off the net. She could have easily found a pin, but she's being really confident in feeding Singletary at the middle even when they're off the net.
Grew up in South Carolina. Dawn Staley, South Carolina women's basketball coach, saw her play once, said our program needs her. She already decided to make her way to Austin. Fortunately for Jared Elliott, there she is again defensively and unable to save it as Iliff. We're tied at 4.
Iliff looking frustrated. That's the most frustrated she's looked right now. Again, the success for Missouri is staying composed, not letting Texas get in their head.
Yeah, Iliff has 34 swings, but only hitting 118. Madison Skinner, this may be the best 2-match stretch of her season so far. Singletary diving, crown over, Vernon. Somehow it makes its way over, courtesy of Maya Sands. Devin Kahawai off the block. Crown over. We're in the middle. Lennis. Here comes Michael Vernon. Eddie Skinner was there. Pushed over by Swindle and put home by Singletary. Texas grabs a lead.
Singletary with the last save. Again, though, the defensive effort on both sides. You really could not ask for more effort from either team tonight.
9 kills for the redshirt sophomore. Off the tape and an ace. Why not for Maddie Skinner? Her 3rd of the night.
Skinner getting the entire gym into it from the service line with that deep flow.
4-0 Texas run. And now the crowd coming alive a bit more. Michael Vernon. Swindle, Wennis off the block. Singletary. There comes Devin Kahawai. Tooling the block. Longhorns by 3-5. Missouri. In 13 years, last time they squared off, they were both members of the same conference. It was just in the Big 12. And Texas with the advantage so far tonight, up 2-1 and a 3-point lead here in set number 4. Iliff pushes it over and gets the point out of the break.
A lot of traffic on the Texas side in the middle of the court. The middle of the court is always open. Usually the wings cut it off, but Maddie Skinner crept off and Emma Halter really couldn't get to it.
Michael Vernon averaging 45 swings a match in conference play. She's got 41 tonight. Missouri sets it up for Demaray. Off the net, Wennis, Halter. Jenna Wennis slams it home.
What a cut shot by Jenna Wennis. That might be the best kill I've ever seen her get. Look where this ball lands. In the middle of the 10-foot line. That's how high she is reaching, and she is not scared of a big swing on a tight set.
5 kills to go with 14 digs for the senior out of Frisco. Akana with one of Texas's 5 aces on the night. Iliff, that one off Maddie Skinner and the national championship banner.
That's the first time in person I've ever seen anyone hit the banner. These banners are so high. If it hits the banner, you can play it on your side. But if it hits the banner on the other side, you can't play it.
She'll get a breather. She watches the replay, the serve by Rush. Ella Swindle, Devin Kahawai. Last one past the diving Rush. Texas maintains that 3-point lead, preventing this dangerous Tigers team from going on a rally here in the 4th.
Texas looking a lot more in system. That's been the biggest change besides their efficient hitting.
Devin Kahahawai up to 7 kills on the night. Here's Avery Carlson. DeMarais. And Texas goes up by 4.
DeMarais with 5 attacking errors. Oh, it's a challenge.
What's the challenge by Missouri for block touch?
Original decision is ball.
Want to barely touch the Texas block. And again, I keep thinking DeMarais is taking errors. She's getting kills. Reagan Rutherford has to be frustrated. That was a great block. Her hands were facing inside, but barely scraping that fingertip. It was just such a good shot.
And a must-win set for Missouri. Instead of being down by 4, they're within 2 after the successful challenge. Avery Carlson sent over by Rutherford. DeMarais, no, Ames was right there. She has had a big night defensively. Rutherford, Point Texas.
Rutherford speeding up that approach with the low set from Carlson, not giving Missouri enough time to get 2 blockers on Rutherford, and she sees that, completely punishing the Tigers, going in the middle of the court.
And when you talk about back-to-back matches, I think for both Rutherford and Skinner, this may be their best back-to-back match performance of the season. And Skinner somehow kept it from hitting the floor. It pinballed around on the Texas side, but getting the point is Colleen Finney, feisty 5th-year senior.
Nice slide by Colleen Finney. We really haven't seen the slide from either team too much this match so far. Again, it's all about footwork, being in system, knowing where your hitter is going for that middle to run behind crown over.
It'll be Perez Catala serving for the Tigers within 2 again. Halter. Yes, and Skinner. Here comes Michael Vernon, getting closer and closer to 50 swings and gets a much-needed kill there. Number 9 on her 44th swing.
Perfect spot by Vernon. That deep corner seam, allowing Jenna Wennis not enough time to cut it off. And Wennis did a good job trying to go for the run through, not creeping up, but it was just hit too hard.
Tigers not going away quietly. Skinner on the attack. 14 kills for the senior.
Every team that plays Skinner says she's going to get her kills. This is one of the points where you can't even be mad at it. Look where this ball lands. Perez Catala did a good job trying to go for it, trying to read her swing, but it was just too hard.
Skinner with the double-double, 14 and 11 digs. Michael Vernon trying to come up big here in the 4th set, and she does at least there, again pulling her squad within 1.
Tigers bench loving that shot from Vernon. The line is really working out for Missouri right now. Little surprised Texas hasn't started cheating and completely taking away the line at the antenna.
This Missouri squad, the best offense in the SEC coming in it tonight. Hitting 186 for Texas with a point to go back up by 2. Reagan Rutherford.
Rutherford able to stay outside the block but keep that ball inside the left back. Great position. Again, that's her specialty.
And she had one of her best matches as a Longhorn in the last one. 13 kills, got 12 tonight. Does commit the service error, but she's still hitting .588. A strong performance for the transfer from Kentucky. There is Marina Crownover, the former Longhorn, with 32 assists, 8 digs, 6 kills, and a couple of aces. And knocked out Halter. Mariana Singletary, no. Tied at 12 here in the 4th.
And Singletary, the ball was behind her. She was facing outside. It's just hard to turn your shoulders that much when the ball is that set off.
Crownover. Here's Devin Kahahawai. Got all of that. You can tell by the windup.
Windup is the best way to describe that kill from Kahahawai. And on the left side, she's not usually on the left. She's showing Swindle what she can do in that rotation, earning the trust and more options for her.
She's hitting about 300 over the last month. Again, playing every single set since they moved to a 6-2 earlier this year. Iliff, too far. Texas 14, Mizzou 12.
8th hitting error for net or on the antenna. They're just too deep. Gotta start snapping more.
And Missouri's got 21 as a team. Vernon diving in to save it was Ella Swindle. But the point goes to the Tigers. Reagan Haith.
Big save by Swindle. Hello, getting that ball over. But again, when you're out of system, that is literally giving Missouri the opportunity to get a huge kill.
Well, the challenge coming from Jared Elliott. Jared Elliott out of challenges, at least for the remainder of this set, and more importantly for the Tigers. In a set they have to have, again back within one. Michael Vernon, crown over, put away quickly by Reagan Haith. And we are tied again, this time at 14.
It's really tough to be a blocker because you are so close to the net. You have to make sure your form is perfect, not getting in the net.
We're going to crown over with the dig. Sands. DeMarais off Skinner, and Missouri has jumped in front.
DeMarais changing up that snap when she makes contact. Earlier she was going too deep. She finished her arm swing, snapped the ball, went right at Maddie Skinner, and that actually could have been out a little bit.
The Texas native having a big match, 11 kills. Devin Kahahawai, the block was there. They go back to her. Maya Sands, all-out extension. The block by Texas. And the Longhorns with the point. The Missouri bench has jumped out onto the court arguing that call.
I thought that play was obvious. It looked like that ball came right back on DeMarais and hit her. She's saying it didn't, but the ball was even moving.
No challenge, tied at 15. Texas doubling up Missouri in blocks. The battle here in the fourth. That one blasted by DeMarais, 12 kills.
Even when DeMarais has errors, I really like that she stays aggressive and doesn't get down. She continuously hits hard. She's not going for rolls or tips. She is trusting the power she has.
5 straight matches with double-digit kills. Kaylin Rush with the serve. Kahahawai off crown over. 16 all.
Kahahawai beating the Missouri block and crown over in the right back. And it was a good try by Missouri. But Kahahawai meets the ball so high. When she makes contact, she has a great swing. She brings a lot of momentum to her team.
This has kind of been the storyline for Missouri in all their losses this year. Pretty much they've had some extremely close losses in 4 or 5 sets. Trailing here 2-1. But all knotted up at 16. Oh, that one caught Halter up high. Popped right back up, shook it off. Tough junior libero out of Indianapolis.
Got back up immediately.
Yeah.
She is not letting anyone see her face.
17-16 Missouri. Jenna Wennis' turn, and she answers with the point.
And Wennis was going right for the face of Jordan Iliff. Iliff making the right decision to just protect the moneymaker, not let that ball hit her face. Wennis had a great line shot with that swing.
Both teams hitting .345 in this set. DeMarais off hands. She has been taken over here in the fourth.
Perfect jam by DeMarais. I just said how she hasn't tipped or rolled. She went for that deep shoot on the Texas fingertips. She's making great decisions on where she wants to place the ball.
Tied for the team lead in kills, hitting .308. Here is Perez Catala. Tigers clinging to that 1-point lead here in the fourth. Free ball. Oh, Vernon right into the net. Got a little too excited.
Texas for hitting in the net because that was completely Vernon's kill, and she knows it. She's not going to let that air get her down.
It allows the match to be tied again. Halter. Sliding over Finney off the block. 19-18 Tigers.
Second slide kill in this set for Colleen Finney. It starts with that great serve-receive pass with the hands even.
She's been quiet tonight, but has one of the best hitting percentages in the nation at .437 coming into the match. Maya Sands, the former walk-on turned SEC Libero of the Year, serving with her team up by 1. Trying to force a 5th set. Here comes Rutherford, and Missouri grabs a 2-point lead.
Missouri first to be in the red zone in this 4th set. Good try by Maddie Skinner, but Missouri's offense is being relentless right now.
Well, every time Texas has taken a set, Missouri just comes right back, and again, that old word consistency and creeping back in for Jared Elliott. He has talked about that being a main concern this year. Had some great sets, but they don't follow it up with the same thing. They took the last set 25-17, but again, trailing here by 2 is Missouri fighting for their lives here in the 4th.
And the offense is looking great from both teams. Texas hitting 300, Missouri though hitting 344. There is really no errors being taken this 4th set. There's not that many digs either. When a hit is hit, it's going down for the kill right now.
On the night, the Longhorns hitting 260, Missouri 200. We talked about the stars of the match, at least on paper, coming in. Madison Skinner living up to billing. Team high 14 kills and 3 aces, 11 digs. Vernon and Iliff for Missouri combined 23 kills. Michael Vernon with 47 swings. Texas at least forcing a lot of attack errors. Longhorns with 10 blocks defensively, and Missouri with 23 attack errors. Iliff and Skinner leading the way in kills, respectively.
And for Iliff and Skinner, this is a pretty low hitting percentage, but they are still making production happen. And they're also those players right now, neither look phased. And Iliff just had a huge error, and she completely moved on. That's the kind of swag that Missouri has to bring to Gregory Drim.
And Skinner looking cool, calm, and collected out of the timeout. Sands with the serve and the ace off Skinner.
That's the game plan for Sands. Yep. Especially out of a timeout, try and take out Texas's best hitter from serve receive.
And again, at the 4-time All-American, Sands there defensively.
Point Texas!
That one misses the mark. The attack from Naomi Franco, the redshirt senior, in the match for the first time.
Franco with the big swing, but she was really far off the net. That's where you might overcompensate with power. Got to make sure that you are having enough room to snap and have the full arm swing to get that ball in.
Reagan Rutherford has had a big night offensively. 12 kills, hitting .474. Let's see what she does from the service line. Down 2. Michael Vernon off the block. Here comes Skinner. No, missed it wide. 22-19.
And for Texas, Ellen Swindle.
That reaction to Skinner's hit, it was perfect from Missouri. Make sure your foot's on left back line, you're in your base, and if it's outside your left shoulder, you know it's going out.
This Missouri squad, the top 20 in the nation in RPI, looking to beat a ranked team for the first time this year. They've had some close ones. Trying to get to set number 5 to have a chance. Vernon off hands, it drops. 23-19 Mizzou.
And you can hear Crownover calling off her teammate to take that set. She is being so aggressive and really wants to lead our team to victory.
Another timeout called by Texas, and Missouri has this crowd, I don't say stunned, but certainly you here, and that's just no guarantee any night, as we saw last week and as you're seeing tonight.
And these upsets are not mini upsets from Missouri. Missouri is second in the SEC. They're in front of Kentucky, in front of Florida. They've completely earned almost taking Texas to 5.
In this set, the Tigers, led by former Longhorn Marina Crownover, hitting .314. What a performance tonight from the Austin native. 39 assists. A couple of aces as well, 9 digs. Singletary, there is Crownover. He's got a double-double. Off the block he goes. And nearly dropped in on the Texas side. Crownover. Iliff. Pushed over, batted up by Skinner, off halter. Devin Kahahawai, what a dig going to the floor, Sands. Wennis. Devin Kahahawai. Just can't get it past that Missouri block. Neither could Skinner. Fall into the floor. Mariana Singletary ends up getting the point.
Singletary is the hero of that play, but it's all in the defense for Texas. How many ups do they get covering their hitter? Great defensive effort. Singletary finally not letting anybody pass her.
Third Texas player, double-digit kills tonight. Joining Skinner and Rutherford. Here is Madison Skinner. Jared Elliott ran out onto the floor, got a yellow card after that play. Texas goes within 2 as the normally stoic head coach, the Longhorns, fired up here in the fourth and wants the fans to join him as well. They abide. Skinner. Iliff, no! Texas within 1! And a timeout called by the visiting Tigers with Texas on a mini 3-0 run.
5 blocks for Singletary. I'm going to remember.
And put away emphatically.
Missouri completely earned that set. And again, you have to make sure the ball is on your side. Jenna Wennis trying to keep it on target to Swindle. Just take a little bit off. But what a reaction from Jordan Iliff. So aggressive. Missouri is not swayed. They are here for 5 sets. The hitting percentage is good. Both teams hitting over 250. No one's making too many errors. Everyone's just playing it all out. Really, it's just going to come down to who's the better team. And remember, in the 5th set, it's little games. Who can get to 5 first, then 8?
Missouri looking to win in Austin for the first time in 22 years. Texas, meanwhile, trying to avoid 3 home losses in a season for the first time since 2006. So here we go, set number 5. Texas looking to win his 5-setter for the first time this year. Missouri 3-1 in those situations. First to 15, and you have to win by 2. They'll switch sides at the halfway point of the set. Now watching the huddles during the timeout between sets, Missouri dancing around, all smiles. For Texas, more businesslike, as Jared Elliott was talking to his club a second ago.
In the 5th set, it's a complete wash. Forget about the first 4. You are back to 0-0. It's 1 set, first to 15. You cannot take errors. This is not 25. You got to make sure your serves are in, your hits are in. Who can get to 5 first, and then 8, and then 10, then 12, then 15. It's a completely different ball game when you're in the 5th set.
Missouri looking to beat a ranked team for the first time this year. We've already seen an upset tonight elsewhere around the country as Miami stunned number 5 Stanford. We'll see what happens here in the 5th in Austin. Iliff. Back they go to Jordan Iliff. Off the block. Avery Carlson. Madison Skinner goes back to work with a first point of set number 5.
Keep feeding Skinner. It does not need to be a secret that Carlson is going to this outside because she is getting around the Tigers block.
15 kills for Skinner. Here's Jenna Wennis. Brownover, that one terminated by Reagan Haith.
That kill by Haith is why it's so important for Texas to serve tough at the Tigers. Crownover is allowing their offense to run a fast tempo through their middle. That's because they have such a good service pass.
Michael Vernon serving. She's taken 51 swings tonight, by the way. Averages about 45 per match in SEC play. Serving here. Logan Rutherford tools the block. Texas by 1.
Right when you think the block from Missouri is closed, is pressed, is connected, Rutherford exposes the tiniest split. Again, I think she has the best decisions and eyesight on Texas.
Back-to-back 13 kill matches for the Kentucky transfer. DeMarais off the block, and she answers right back.
DeMarais has only tipped once this entire match, and it was a jam, a deep throw tip. She is being so aggressive, and she does not look scared of the Texas block whatsoever.
A couple of Texas natives on this Missouri team having big matches. DeMarais and Crownover. Back to Rutherford goes the Longhorns off the block there. Crownover, Iliff off of Carlson, and Missouri jumps in front.
Carlson made the right read on Iliff. The problem was Carlson's platform swinging at connection. Left to your screen, number 17. Look at her arms move. Got to make sure you absorb the ball and make sure platform's strong.
Jordan Iliff, 15 kills on 43 swings. Skinner trying to answer, and she does.
Great effort from Crownover. Really, no notes. You're in your base, try to absorb the ball. Skinner just hits that hard. That's why it's important for Missouri to try and get Texas out of system.
Like a heavyweight bout, back and forth. Power swings by Skinner and Iliff. And DeMarais missed the mark there. The Longhorns up 4-3.
That shot on trying to hit the fingertips of Texas is really risky in the 5th set. DeMarais might want to go back to hitting down the line.
Got to get to 15 to end it and win by 2 in the process. Iliff. She has just taken over the last couple of sets.
Iliff made the easy decision to go right outside Skinner's hands. She saw that Singletary was late to get to the outside, giving her the wide open space in the middle of the court.
This would be a monumental win for Dawn Sullivan in just her 2nd year in charge of Missouri. Madison Skinner off the block, and Texas 5, Missouri 4. What a 5th set so far.
Textbook play, starting with that 3-option pass from Eva Halter, allowing Swindle to use any offensive weapon she wants.
17 kills after the season high 22 in the last match. DeMarais tools the block. I mean, these teams just trading points neck and neck.
It's not often you can get a tool through Singletary and Kahaha wide. Those two are really good at lining up and pressing, but DeMarais finds a way.
Missouri trying to pull into a tie for first place in the SEC with Texas. Halter reaching for that. Wenis on the attack. Sands is there. Vernon pushes it over. Swindle. Wenis, Halter somehow kept it alive. Crownover, sliding over with the point is Colleen Finney. Fired up is the senior from South Carolina.
Crownover doing such a good job at finding Finney behind her, something they weren't doing too much in those first 2 sets.
Marina Crownover, 46 assists and 10 digs. Here's Perez Catala up by 1. Tied at 6.
Maddie Skinner and Emma Halter were chasing that ball all the way, making sure there is no way this ball is going to ace and land in our court.
What a fitting way to go here in the 5th set. It's been like this right from the start, all night long, back and forth. Akana has 1 ace tonight. Vernon, Texas by 1.
That error is what happens when an outside is too early on their approach. If the ball is beating you down, you read the play wrong. There was some miscommunication.
A big miscommunication there as Texas, with a 1-point advantage, trying to get to 15. Michael Vernon hit that one perfectly.
Again,
unreal.
When you have a platform set, it gives a lot of spin to the ball, similar to a player throwing up a top spin serve to theirself. And that was a great decision by Vernon. Use that spin that you don't get from a handset in your favor and go for the deep hybrid swing.
Texas has not lost back-to-back 5-set matches in 21 years. Rush goes to the floor to save it. Vernon tools the block, and Missouri up 8-7.
It's a good feeling when you are the team in the 5th set to force that change of side. Again, keep feeding Vernon. She is doing everything right, especially when it comes to getting the outside hands of Texas.
Again, Missouri, we saw the stats when Texas A&M beat the Longhorns. Texas had lost the conference match at home in 79 matches. That impressive stat and record fell by the wayside. Missouri trying to beat the Longhorns for the first time since 2002. We talked about Texas not having dropped 3 at home here at Gregory Gym since 2006. But the crowd can feel it right from the start. Coming off that A&M loss, there's been a nervous energy in this building.
And that's the thing is, as a player, you cannot play scared. That's when you start to see a shank and a serve receive, or a tip or a roll when you should have the all-out swing. It's really hard, but the best thing to do is act like this is the first set. Act like you can take those more risky hits while still staying efficient.
The offense has been there from both of these squads. The numbers impressive hitting percentage-wise. On the night, Texas out-hitting Missouri, nearly doubling them up in blocks. They have the advantage in a number of categories, but right now it's the Tigers 7 points away.
Just to show you how good everyone is playing, Texas in the 5th set hitting 500 with 0 attack errors. But for Missouri, they have 2 errors, but they have 8 kills. It is all in the offense right now in this 5th set.
Marina Crownover, the former Longhorn, has come to play. 47 assists, 10 digs. Kaylin Rush, the sophomore out of Columbia, Missouri, serving. She has one of their 7 aces so far tonight. Swindle to Hahawai. Here comes Jenna Wennis. No, the block continues to come to life for Missouri. Franco in there. Michael Vernon. A 2-point lead in the 5th for the Tigers.
Vernon, 15 kills of the night. Eiliff, 16. Damaris, 15. The offense from Missouri can't be stopped.
15 kills on 56 swings for Vernon. Ames, the last second, sent it over. And a huge block by the Longhorns.
Aiden Ames just comes in and immediately makes an impact for Texas. Getting the block after being down so many points. For Texas, though, they are doing a really good job at covering their hitters. And Missouri continuously getting blocks, but I really like seeing the defense that Texas is showing their hitters.
Longhorns within 1 with Avery Carlson serving. Crownover back in for Missouri. Tigers go back up by 2. Well, nerves certainly you would think have to play a part. Jared Elliott told us they did, even for the Longhorns in the last match at home in that 5-set thriller. Here's Crownover. In the middle, Ames, no. Wennis. 10-9.
Wennis with this hybrid shot, giving the ball a little bit of roll, slowing it down, but placing it right over the wall, making it drop. Perfect.
And serving. Michael Vernon, one of the best in the SEC. Missouri 4 points away from pulling off the upset.
Again, Michael Vernon just doing so good, going past the block of Rutherford and Ames, a pair that's usually so strong at the front.
And it drops in for the ace. 12-9 Tigers.
Texas calls timeout.
And that will bring the Longhorns to call a timeout in Austin. The back-to-back champs on the ropes right now. Big reason why Michael Vernon, we said she had a program record 37 kills in a match last week. Tonight so far 16 kills, nearly 60 swings, 9 digs and a couple of aces.
Michael Vernon doesn't just have success when she sees a split in the block or the...
Here we go, 12-9 Tigers, set number 5. Missouri looking to beat a ranked team for the first time this year. And Michael Vernon, the transfer from Oregon State, serving. Sands, crown over. High lift. The Tigers getting closer and closer.
It's all in serve receive right now. This set's all serve receive. Keep that ball on your side.
And Texas has not lost back-to-back 5-setters in 21 years. Here is Iliff. Match point on the way for Missouri. Trying to take down number 9 Texas in Austin. Vernon for the win. Skinner keeps the home team alive.
Feed Skinner. She has 3 national championships. She knows what it's like to play under the most amount of pressure you could possibly give her.